this is Emily's economic report. We're going to talk about the winds that happened on December 1st. It's 10 days later and there's still a bunch of damage. So we're going to talk about the effect of that on our economy. Many schools were forced to close, and today we're going to analyze how that affected our economy based on aggregate supply and aggregate demand graphs. These are some trees that got pulled out of the ground due to the heavy winds. Now we're over 90 miles an hour. Right now we're looking at the effects on the Edison company, and the Edison demand for workers went way up because they needed them to fix all the down power lines, and so they made a lot more money, and they couldn't supply power, so they couldn't charge anyone for electricity during that 5 to 7 days that it was down. Here's guest correspondent Kyle Brumm.
So, due to the windstorm, a lot of industries saw their aggregate supply and demand change. For the restaurant industry, a lot of families that lost power couldn't afford to have dinner at home because of food that was gone, they couldn't access ATMs. So, because of that, they were forced to go out with other people, including people who live in homes like this. Families of 4 who lost power and had to go to places like Robbins. So, because of that, the aggregate demand for restaurants shifted right.
After the winds, we had a lot, no people had power, so they lost all the food in their fridge. So demand first went down really far because no one wanted to buy food that they couldn't store. And then it went up really far when they had to replace all the food that they had lost. So Trader Joe's is one of the examples of the stores that they went to. Demand for lumberjacks went up because they were there to cut down trees and use their chainsaws and cut them down because there were a bunch of trees in the street and everything that we needed to get out. For the firewood companies, the supply went up because there was a bunch of wood that they previously wouldn't have had lying in the streets, and they were able to get that from the big trees that had fallen and things. So the supply of firewood went up.
The winds, they broke trees.
Which trees? Because they have 2 nice trees.
All those trash cans. This is not recycled goods. So, this is the 2nd week of doing this.
You didn't bring your phone with you? Thank you for listening to Emily's Economic Report. Now that you've heard the positive and negative externalities caused by the 2011 winds, me and Rebecca say bye. Say bye, Rebecca!
You're insecure, don't know what for. You're turning heads when you walk through